and improve the Iranian position a bit more over the coming next days with some ballistic missile attacks against Israel before going back to the negotiation table. Because one of the key points in which Iran has a stake is and has a leverage is the arsenal of ballistic missiles.
Right.
The Israelis have to use very much air defense ammunition and missile systems. And over time, if this turns into a marathon run, the Iranian side has a longer breath here. And this would weaken the Israeli air defense.
Mr. Omer, what do you think about Iran's Operation Bashar al-Fateh? They are calling it Bashar al-Fateh. This is a retaliation operation. In other words, it's called Annunciation of Victory. What do you make of this new operation by Iran?
I mean, this operation is more intended to the domestic Iranian audience than it is intended for the United States of America and Israel and the region. And this is more like an attempt by the Iranian regime to maintain posture domestically and to show their own population and their own support base that they have retaliated and protected the Iranian sovereignty and Iranian might. But that being said, this attack also is something underlying something, and this is that the Gulf states are quite vulnerable against Iranian attacks. So if the Iranians would not have warned beforehand, and if they would have conducted a much larger attack, which they can, with mid and short range missiles, they don't even need ballistic missiles, the Gulf states are quite vulnerable. So this will change the situation in the region, because up until today, the Arab states were more afraid of the Israeli position and the Israeli operational structure and how the Israelis operate in the region. And they perceive the Israeli attempts to establish a hegemony as a threat. But as of today, the Arab states have been reminded by Iran that Iran is also a genuine and serious threat for the Arab states to consider. So they have rebalanced from a relatively pro-Iranian position to a more position that's in between Israel and Iran.
Mr. Omer, stay with me. I will come back to you in a short while. But according to the New York Times, they say that Iran informed the Qatari government in advance of the missile strikes on the U.S. air base in Qatar. Advance warning was given to minimize casualties. I still do believe we have our correspondent, Susan Teherani, on the phone. We'll just quickly update our viewers on what is currently happening in Qatar. And the latest is that the New York Times is reporting that Iran informed the Qatari government in advance of the missile strikes on the U.S. airbase in Qatar. Advanced warning was given to minimize any casualties. And this is the latest that we are getting in our newsroom at this hour. Reports say Iran did inform the Qatari government in advance of the missile strikes on the U.S. airbase in Qatar. Advance warning was reportedly given to minimize casualties. This is in line with Qatar's statement.